Hello, today my group is going to present our insights about security on iOS. First of all, I'm going to introduce you to the group members. First one is me, Rayadil Sitohang. Second one is Irham Samiata. The third one is Setio Hadi. First, I'm going to tell you the contents that we're going to discuss in our presentation. The first one is the introduction of iOS security. The next one is basic theory. And the last one is the problem analysis. First one is the introduction. iOS has been one of the most popular mobile operating systems in the world ever since it was first released in 2007. As of February 2019, Apple's App Store contains over 2.2 million iOS applications, which have collectively been downloaded over 204 billion times. iOS was designed and created by Apple Incorporation. It distributed exclusively for Apple hardware only. iOS protects not only the data stored between the iOS device, but also the data transmitted on networks when using internet services. iOS provides advanced and complex security for iOS device, and it is also very easy to use. Users don't need to spend a lot of time on security configuration, as most of the security features have been automatically configured by the iOS itself. Thank you.
Okay, next, the chapter 2 basic theory. As you can see in the right side, there's the picture of the iOS security model. That's a point of the structure of the security mobile. Now, we are going to explain thing about the basic theory. The system security is designed to maximize the security of the operating system on Apple device without compromising usability. System security encompasses the boot-up process, software update, and the ongoing operation of the OS, the OS. Security bots begin in hardware and build a chain of trust to software, where each step ensures that the next is functioning properly before handing over control. This security model supports not only the default boot of Apple device but also the various model for recovery and updating on iOS, iPad OS, and Mac OS device. The most recent version of iOS, iPad iOS, or Mac iOS are the most secure. The software update mechanism not only provided the timely update to Apple device, it also delivers only no-good software from Apple. The update system can even prevent downgrade attacks, so device can be rolled back to an older version of the operating system, which attackers know how to compromise as a method of stealing user data. Next, we'll continue by our brother Sergio.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Tio Hadi and I'm here to present to you Chapter 3, which is Types of iOS Security. Number 1. Secure Booting Process. During the booting process, iOS uses a mechanism called Secure Boot Chain to ensure that the low level of software is not compromised and iOS is running on a validated iOS device. Each step in the secure boot chain verifies if the next step of the chain is valid and signed by Apple. Number 2. Secure Enclaves. The Secure Enclaves is a coprocessor for Apple A series processor. It has its own secure boot separated from the application processor. Communication between it and the application processor is highly encapsulated. Its tasks includes key management, processing and cryptographic operation, and maintaining the data integrity. Each secure enclaves come with a unique ID or UID. During the fabrication, other parts of the system don't have access to UID, neither does Apple. 3. Touch ID Security. Touch ID is a fingerprint sensor that can read fingerprints from the user. A user who passes the fingerprint verification can have such secure access to the device, such as unlocking the iOS device, making purchase from the App Store, and making secure payment through Apple Pay. Number 4. Data security. Besides making sure that the only trusted code and apps can only run on the device, iOS also encrypts and protects user data locally and remotely. Number 5. App security. Applications are one of the most important elements in iOS. As of June 2014, Apple's App Store contained more than 1.2 million iOS applications, which have collectively been downloaded more than 60 billion times. While apps bring users incredible productivity and pleasing user experience, the existence of unauthorized malware is still a big threat to iOS security. To make sure all the apps running on iOS are not performing malicious tasks, Apple ensures that all the apps must be reviewed and approved by Apple before being available on the App Store. Number 6. Network and Internet Services Security. There are a lot of ongoing network activities while people are using their iOS devices. To ensure that the data and user privacy are protected during the transmission over network, iOS incorporated a lot of advanced technology and the latest standard network protocols. Number 7. Apple Pay security. Apple Pay makes payment so easy that the user only need to touch the home button to authorize and complete the transaction. Besides its ease, Apple Pay also ensures that the transaction is performed in a secure, private way. One thing worth noticing is that Apple doesn't collect any transaction data during this process, and Apple doesn't know where you bought, what you bought, and how much you paid. And lastly, issues with iOS security. Because iOS is a very advanced and secure mobile operating system, and Apple has a strict app review procedure, it is almost impossible for malicious looking apps to be published on the App Store and perform malicious tasks on the iOS devices. However, there are still some threats and loopholes in iOS security. That's it from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.